welcome to a new show that I'm working on. It's called Baseball Book Talks. I am your host, Gentrovo Kolyova, and I just want to use these videos to talk about books about baseball that I like, or maybe not like, I don't know. This first one I do like. It is Smart Baseball by Keith Law. This is a book I highly recommend to anybody that is into stats. And if you want to have a great debate on what stats are the right stats to argue how to measure a productive, valuable player. Now, Keith Law sections this book into three different parts. So the first part is called SMRT Baseball, the second part is called Smart Baseball, and the third part is called Smarter Baseball. So I'm going to go over these three different sections. In the first section, in SMRT Baseball, which is a Simpsons joke, if you've seen the episode of Homer celebrating that he's smart, he says, "I am so smart, SMRT, S-M-A-R-T, as his house is burning down." He talks about some old statistics that we used to use, that people still use to try to measure how a productive player is. The first one he really talks about that struck my attention was batting average. He said the more accurate stat would to be measuring on base percentage. Even though a single is more valuable than a walk, you create more runs if you get on base more. So the on base percentage is more of an accurate stat according to Mr. Law and a lot of other people. He also talks about pitcher wins. Now, my father and I go back and forth on this. He's on the old school side that says pitcher wins are a great statistic. I'm on kind of the newer fence. Like case in point, 2018 season of Jacob DeGrom. I really think that the wins do not determine the greatness of a pitcher. More could be said about this, I understand. The win. Hold on, got a call. Hello? Yeah. Oh, the pitcher got the win when he came in the fifth inning and threw 1/3 of an inning. Awesome. There are better ways to determine values of pitchers. Next, the RBI. He uses a Branch Rickey quote here to talk about RBIs, and Branch Rickey said that the fundamental flaw with the RBI is that it relies on the performance of others. That is true. There are better ways to determine a productive hitter by the number of RBIs that he has. Not saying that RBI is a bad stat. It's not, okay? But it is kind of like team reliant. Now, the next section he has is Smart Baseball. And this is where he starts going into a section of different stats that are actually more accurate to measure for players' productivity, such as WOBA, weighted on bait average, and WRC, weighted runs created plus. The thing about these, though, is that for the casual baseball fan, it's really hard to kind of get into that. For the baseball nerds, such as myself, I dub myself the baseball nerd, we like it. But if you're sitting at a ball game, you can look at batting average and runs and RBIs and just kind of get a picture of who this guy is on the outside. I think to really determine more of an accurate factor of a productivity of a hitter, at least, like the WOBA and the ones created plus is actually a little bit more of an accurate statistic. For pitchers, again, ERA plus is a good determining factor. BABIP, batted average of balls put in play, win probability added. He also talked about the save not being a really great tool to measure people by. I do like he has a trademark thing that he kind of makes a joke out in the book called the approved closer trademark. In defense, he totally says that the fielding percentage should be negated. It's really not that much of a determining factor of how great a fielder is. It's more of the ultimate zone rating. He also uses Fangraphs and BaseballReference.com. He also name drops a lot of people that I look up to and respect in the baseball community as far as sabermetrics go, such as Bill James, John Thorne. He did use the Moneyball book, one of my favorites, and Brian Kinney, of course, all kind of like big names in the sabermetrics. In the third section of the book, he kind of talks about people that should be in the Hall of Fame or people that maybe are overrated in the Hall of Fame, such as one of my favorite case that he makes is that he says Lou Whitaker should be in the Hall of Fame. When I read through that section, I was kind of puzzled at first, but I looked at the numbers and looked at his case, and I think he's absolutely right. Lou Whitaker should be in the Hall of Fame. He also argues that Kevin Brown should be in the Hall of Fame. I still think I'm on the fence about that one. I don't know. Maybe because I'm kind of still disheartened by the 2004 Yankee team that he was on. He does also discuss what the future holds for baseball stats, like such things as StatCast, or today when you watch a ball game, you watch the exit velocity, and now that you can also see pitchers when they're in the game, if their spin rate is dropping or not. All the great tools for the future of baseball statistics. So if you're interested in baseball stats or anything like that, the modern era of baseball stats, I really give this book 2 home runs up, if that's the rating system that we're going to use. Mr. Keith Law, thank you for writing this book. You have enlightened my viewpoints, so thank you, I appreciate it. Till next time, I'm Gentrovo Kolyova, the baseball nerd.